Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today what we have in store is a complete speaker and subwoofer, just sound system overhaul for the Subaru. Starting with our first thing here. So this is the first thing that we have for now are these front speakers. They're 6.5 inches. And the rest of the stuff will be coming in tomorrow, which is when I'm going to finish this video. So we have these right now. These are Kenwood KFC 1666S. These are the size that we're going to get. 6.5 is supposed to fit in the front, and I think the other ones that I have coming are 4-inch ones. We'll have to see when they get here. And I also have a dual 12-inch subwoofer box that's coming as well. So we're going to have to go ahead and we'll start with the front since we have those speakers right now. We'll pop off this door. I forget what it's called, this door panel. And we'll go ahead and try and replace this speaker. I hate doing door panels. I had to do the ones in my old Jeep, and that was probably a lot simpler than this one, and I absolutely hated it. But it's what you gotta do to put these speakers in, so we'll go ahead and start that now. All right, this is the first thing you gotta pop off. It just sits on there like here. It doesn't have screws or anything. These just rubber pieces just compress into there. So it sits like this, and then all you gotta do is put your pry tool under here and then work it up around. This will come in handy. This is my pry tool. And then we're also gonna need a little flathead because we're gonna take this out. So you can just put your tiny little screwdriver under here. So that way you can get to that screw. All right, so now that we got that screw out of there, we should just be able to use like some friction with our hand and pull this up. Pops out, and then we got this cable on the back. We'll go ahead and disconnect that. Got this out too. We should just be able to pull this as well. Might need to use our pry tool to get this off here. All right, so for this, there is a little clip on this side. So you just have to push that in while you pull it off. You can see it right there. That's the clip. And then this whole thing just pops out. And then up here, I just shove the pry bar in this side to get room and then pull it around the top and it pops right out. Looks like this, just this little piece. And now we should just be able to stick our pry tool in starting up here. There's little clips that go the whole way around. Hopefully we don't break any. So yeah, we'll just shove our pry tool in the top up here, work our way around, and that should pop all the clips out and door panel should come off. All right, so these clips might pop out as you're pulling them. Those are the ones that actually hold it in the sides. I got mine undone, but I did forget to take this one screw out, so we're gonna have to take that screw out, and then the whole panel should come off. I popped all the tabs around the outside. It wasn't that hard using the pry tool, or even I could just use my hands and kind of pull it back, but that can be a little dangerous because you could break your tabs. All right, so we undid this right here and it came right off. So right down here is our speaker that we're going to be replacing. And where's my clip at? So this clip over here popped out and they just slide right into there. So that's back now. So we'll put this off to the side for now, for whenever we gotta replace it. So it's only 3 Phillips screws we gotta do to take this out. I feel like this is the stock one. Pretty sure it is. So yeah, 3 screws, we'll take that out. And then the speakers that I got are a 4-bolt pattern and they're also a 3-bolt. So it should bolt right up. We'll see if they fit real quick. So after you take these 3 screws off, there's this clip that connects your speakers. All you gotta do is take your tiny screwdriver and push this little tab down and it'll pull right out of the back of this. I'm gonna lay it face down because I'm replacing them anyway. And it sits right in there. You just put your little screwdriver in there and then the clip should pop right out. So as you can see, this does not fit because it doesn't have this triangle plate thing on it. So I'm gonna have to look that up and I'm gonna have to order that before I put these in. Should have done some more research, but looks like we're gonna have to wait for those to come in before we put these speakers in the front.
Alright, the audio for this section was not good at all, but here's the plug. I just pulled the two cables out of it, and then those can connect to the positive and negative ends of your speaker. You can just look up a diagram. It'll tell you what colors go to which one, so that way you're making sure you're wiring the positives and the negatives correctly for your speaker so it sounds right. And then this is how I marked the speaker. I just put the one screw in the top, and then I marked the two spots where I was going to drill with a Sharpie, and then I just drilled the holes through a little bit smaller than the hardware that came with it. But that is just how I mounted it in there, so I didn't have to buy brackets and stuff.
Okay, now that we got that, we just got to pull this back in front then, and we'll just pop the panel back on and, you know, put everything else back on. As you can see, the windows are able to go the whole way back down and back up. Doesn't hit the speaker down there or anything, so that means we're all good. Now we've got our rear speakers here. So these are 4 inches, I believe. Let's see what the box says just to make sure. Oh, 5. These are 5 1/4 inch. Because I think I saw online that you can fit a 5.25 inch in the back ones, and they'll bolt right up. 260 watt Kenwood KFC C13556S is the model that I got. So these are going to be the same way as the front. Same exact thing. You'll just take them like we did before, bolt the top one in, mark up the rest, and then you can just drill them in just like that. And since the rear windows don't come down as far, you don't have to worry about it being too deep or anything like that. It won't interfere with it at all. So yeah, these are the same as the front. So our sub just came in. We got our amp, we got all the wiring stuff with it, our fuse. They actually gave us some zip ties, which will be nice whenever we have to run those wires. They also have one of these bass controllers. If you've never seen these before, it'll plug into your amp, and then you can just adjust it. There's like a dial on it in the front right there. I'm probably not going to run that though, because I'll just adjust it all from my aftermarket head unit instead. And this is our big boy sub. This is 2 12-inch subs. Oh my god, this thing is huge. I still have to see if it fits in the trunk. All right, I just dropped them in to see how they fit, and they actually fit in there really well. I didn't think I'd be able to fit 2 12-inch subs in there so good. They're a little bit angled downward, but to be able to push them the whole way in there, that way I have like as much trunk space as possible. I'm surprised they fit in there so well. They're pushed the whole way back, and it just barely fits up top there. All right, so sub install is just about done. So there's our 12 volt from the battery. These are the left and right for the amplifier that go from your head unit, so that way it outputs to the subwoofer. And this is, I believe it's called RCM. I'll have to go check on the amplifier. But this is so that way it doesn't drain your battery whenever the car's off. So with my head unit, it has an amplifier on cable that comes from it, so you can just put this into that and then run it to the back, so that way the amplifier and the subwoofer don't turn on unless your key's on and the car's on, so that way you don't come out here after like a day and your battery's dead. So this is actually good to have, and something that I'm glad that my head unit came with, so that way you don't have to tap into a fuse or anything like that attaches to the key. It just turns on whenever the head unit turns on, and that'll only turn on if the key is on for the car. So the way that I ran the 12 volt is, you can kind of see up there, there's a hole in the firewall, and you can put the thing through that. It's right underneath the brake master cylinder. So as you can see, I put it here with the fuse in it, and it runs. So here's your brake master cylinder, and it's right underneath there. So what I did is I took the wire from here and I shoved it through that hole. I just shoved like maybe 10 inches of it, and then reached my hand in the front and pulled it through, and then I pulled back the slack that I didn't need, and then those you can just push out through the head unit. And I still have to clean this up. This is just to test it out and make sure it works. I'll probably end up wrapping all the cables together and running them along the side here, and then the back here is still a little bit of a mess, but you can just pop the bottom of these seats off, and the backs don't come with it. So I was gonna pop the back of the seats off, and then I was gonna run it underneath the seats and then through there, and then that way they're covered up. So it'll probably end up wrapping them all together like this one. This one's just tucked into here, and then behind into here, which I may do, but I feel like I just want to pop out the whole seats and put it in, so that way it's over and done with and you can't see them. So yeah, I'll probably end up wrapping all the cables together, and then I'll run them up like this underneath the seat and then through our back door here, and that way this can be closed after we're done. And then, so the subs are right here in the back, two 12-inch. Here's our amplifier. You got your left and right inputs right there, and then your speaker wire, your positive and negative, just goes right on the side there. Now, of course, not everyone's gonna have the same thing, but this is just kind of the standard way you install. Your 12 volt from your battery, your REM, that's what it's called. So this gray one's your REM. So that way the amplifier only turns on whenever your key's on. It doesn't drain your battery. And then your ground, obviously. I put mine underneath the carpet. There's a screw that's about right here if you lift up your carpet, and I just sanded it down and then put it in there, so that way it's grounded good. So yeah, just have to clean it up, and then the subs will be ran, because I don't want to see a mess of wires. I'll probably just take them and wrap them all together in like tape or something, and then feed them under the seat, so that way they're completely missing. All right, so the whole install is done. We got the wires cleaned up. So the way that I did it was right under here. I ran the wires underneath this lip that's under here. You can see them right there. And then I zip tied them up there, so that way they're out of your foot pedal region. You can push all these pedals in without hitting any of those wires. And then right behind here, if you take this screw out right here, you can tuck all the wires into this plastic. And then right under here, you can just tuck it. This lifts up. You can see just like that. And you can run all your wires underneath the plastic right there. And then I actually have to redo this because it goes underneath there, because I ran it in between the seats, but I'm just gonna run it back under here with the rest of them. They come through here. You can lift this up and shove them all right under there, and then tuck them into here. I think I am gonna pull the rear seats out though. You can pull these bottoms out, so that way you don't have this right here, and you can just run it straight underneath, because there's a hinge right here for this, for the whole thing to pop out. So I'm gonna pull the rear seats out and run them straight underneath here, I think, so that way these wires don't stick out. But yeah, wiring's all cleaned up now, so let's go ahead and give it a listen. Now, you're probably not gonna be able to tell a complete difference over the camera, just because the audio is gonna get compressed whenever it gets uploaded and stuff. But we have two 12-inch subs in the back. We have 6.5 speakers in the front, and we have 5.25 inch speakers in the back now. So the fronts are just an upgrade, and the backs are an upgrade and a size increase, so they should be a little bit louder. And then two 12-inch subs that are now in the rear. Okay, so this is all the windows up, no noise, and this is also going to vary between what head unit you have, how much power it can output from the head unit. And also if you have an amplifier for your speakers, which I don't have, and also if like the windows are up and down, the car's on, all those different things affect the sound of it. But we're just gonna go car's not on, windows are up, and I'm just gonna turn it to a random volume. So the bass is super boomy, and of course there's like adjusters in the back on the actual amplifier, but I turned them down in the back, that way I can go into my audio and EQ settings, and you can see this slider here. So I have it set at 3, and it was booming like it was there. So it was at 3, so I turned all the things down more in the amplifier for the subwoofer in the back, so that way I can just go here, and if I want more bass I can turn it the whole way up. But I adjusted all my settings with it being on 1, that way I can just adjust it from the head unit, and then I never have to pop the trunk to go and adjust it in the back. These are also my EQ settings, so you don't really want there's a lot of glare, but these are my EQ settings because you don't really want a lot of bass coming through your speakers, just because that's going to ruin them. You want them more just to project the sound, and then your subwoofer in the back is what's going to produce
the bass. So these are my settings. So it kind of turns down bass, has a little bit of mid-range, and then turns up the treble a lot. So you don't really want, like I said, the bass coming through your speakers, because that's what's going to ruin them, and also can cause some rattling. So you really want all that sound to be coming from your subwoofer. So yeah, these are just my EQ settings.